My name is Brian Guinea, and I am the Director of the Oregon Field Office for the United States Department of Housing and Urban Development. This is our third Rural Funding Housing Forum in Oregon. There's been more federal money for housing that's been deployed in the last 2 or 3 years than at least in the last decade. $27 billion in new funding alone this year through the Environmental Protection Agency that touches housing and HUD and USDA Rural Development. But these are really complicated programs, and they have a lot of requirements. If we want to see these funds deployed in our communities that have the greatest need, we have to come out to the communities and meet with partners face to face and give someone a contact, an actual human being inside the organization, so they can go back and actually apply for these funds, or else we're going to keep getting the results that we've gotten.
I'm very hopeful. I'm always excited to meet new resources and new community members and partners. So somebody like Marie Simons from Bannon Dunes Charitable Foundation, she has a lot of direct ties to boards and programs that CCD has been directly tied to, and she typically will always think about a way to bring CCD to the table, and I appreciate that because, again, we're a small nonprofit. We rely on those kind of connections and those relationships to make us be able to do the work and meet our mission and be at the table where we need to be. So again, that's what brought me here and introduced me to some key partners and some upcoming opportunities that we're excited to be a part of. CCD as an organization, we're here, we do a lot of great work and make a lot of impacts, but we're not somebody you can come to and take a project from A to Z. We count on our partners and we count on our relationships that are met. And these programs and services that come from federal and state level, we need them. If we didn't have them, things would not happen within our small community.
So as a developer, we presented at the funding forum and gave a little bit of information about the project and the project needs. And then we went from different federal and state agencies, one at a time, even down to local agencies, and talked about different supports that the different agencies might be able to provide for the provision of housing. All the different projects that were presented, all were looking for infrastructure dollars into support of the rural communities. Creating buildable lands that are ready to construct new housing on is the crucial component needed. In looking at all the different projects, if we could just get infrastructure dollars going and get the properties ready to build, we could attract both state and private funding to get the housing under construction.
Today we had a really amazing opportunity with doing a HUD funding forum where we were able to not only showcase some of the local projects that are underway here in Coos County, but we're also able to bring in funders from not only HUD, but also different federal and state agencies, as well as local agencies that also have a part on the table. And so it was really amazing to be able to showcase the work that's being done, but then also have each funder talk specifically about how their work or their funding sources that they manage could interface directly into those projects. And so the forum itself went really good. I think really the magic of it comes in these sidebar conversations that happen during the breaks and afterwards during the tours. But overall, I think it was a really good event, and I believe it helps also not only showcase what we're doing, but also bring energy into the work that we're doing again. I think I'm most encouraged by not only just, again, the community will to be able to do this work, but also the cohesion. Oftentimes when we're talking about housing and shelter and these different services and different work that needs to be done, you're talking about competitive resources that each of these projects will be going for. And even though we know that we're still going to be competing for the same dollars in some cases, we're not competing. We're working together to try to help each other leverage that funding into this region so that we can collectively build each other up and do this work.